How you doing, everyone? It's Sandesh here, and this is my first it's the first time I was doing a podcast, and it's the first episode, and it's called "Trying to Make Sense of the World," where I cover wrestling, gaming, movie news, and politics. And I cover and I talk about politics as well. But thanks for watching. Who's viewing this, and please like, comment, subscribe as well if you don't mind, please. And also let me know in the comments on what you thought about the episode as well. Okay, I'm gonna cover wrestling first. I'm gonna cover AEW. Okay, now the thing is, I just want to let you know, I'm a wrestling fan, but the thing is, I don't watch AEW, right? But I do know who John Moxley is because he was obviously Dean Ambrose back in WWE. Now, he's obviously known as a deathmatch wrestler. Now, this past week he had a street fight match with Adam Cope. I don't know why the hell Edge is calling himself Cope. That's just a stupid fucking name. But it was for the AEW World Championship. I don't know why they're keeping the world belt on John Moxley for. I don't understand it. Anyway, that's not what I'm going to be talking about. What I'm going to be talking about is the main thing everyone's talking about as far as AEW is the stupid spot on where um you pretty much, from the looks of it, John Moxley landed on what it looks like on a baseball bat, I think it is, and it's just got a shit ton of nails sticking out of it, and it's basically just sticking out of it out of his back, and I'm looking at a picture right now, and I'm like, why the fuck did he even agree to do something like that? Now I know what the AEW diehards are gonna say. They're gonna say, "Oh well, the original ECW and did that all the time, and Terry Funk and Mick Foley did that in Japan." The fact that the fact that you think that proves that you didn't watch the original ECW, because I watched it on the WWE network, and I tell you this now, they didn't do something like that, or where they put a baseball bat with nails, and they didn't have anyone like the Sandman or Terry Funk smack it straight into someone's back, or where it could potentially, injure their spine, potentially permanently injure their spine. Because the thing is, if that was any deeper, it was seriously um, it could be basically life threatening to him. Excuse me, and to John Moxley. And the fact is, and he shares. I'll tell you who shares the blame. John Moxley, obviously, because he agreed to do it, and also, most importantly, Tony Khan. And Tony Khan is an enabler, which makes him even more stupid, because he keeps on saying in interviews AEW is the most safest place in the wrestling industry, right? Of all the wrestling promotions, which is not true, because of stuff like that. Also, remember the spot on where I forgot what it was. I forgot the two wrestlers in AEW, but one of them got a plastic bag and a wrapped over over their head, to cut off the circulation. And also, I think when Swerve had the needle sticking out of his mouth, it's like, why the hell is there anyone there saying fuck that shit? I'm not agreeing. I'm not gonna do anything like that. And the thing is, it's just completely Tony Khan is just is just nothing but a contradiction to that company, even though he funds it. Well, then again, his dad funds it. But he's just making himself an embarrassment. And the thing is, it's making it even worse, because since they got their Warner Brothers HBO Max deal, they just got their Amazon Prime deal. I'm gonna tell you this now. They carry on with bullshit like this. Their deals with Amazon and Warner Brothers Max. I tell you this now. Amazon and Warner Brothers. I tell you something. I bet you they've got opt out agreements in those deals with AEW, as if that if things don't improve and they get worse, they're just gonna cut bait and get the fuck out of it. Get the fuck out of there. And to be honest, I don't blame them, because I think because it seems like Tony Khan is not listening. It just seems like he doesn't care about the um, advertisers, which going back to the original ECW, Paul Heyman did that, and what happened? ECW eventually folded tent, and also they want to say, and I guarantee you, the diehards are going to say, oh well, what about the Sandman? Well, what about the Sandman spot on where he was crucified? Well, what happened? Raven had to go out there and apologize. So the thing is, you trying to compare AEW yet again to the original ECW is just stupid. It's just completely stupid. There is no comparison. There was a line where there was a line on which even the original ECW wouldn't even cross. Name me one time. Name me one time the original ECW ever had an exploding barbed wire death match. They never ever had one whatsoever. They never even had it. They never even put women in spots on where they got injured with barbed wire or where they got wrapped up in barbed wire. That never happened in the original ECW, and I watched it on the WWE network. So you can't. So the thing is, that's just bullshit. And Dave Meltzer isn't helping things by because the thing is, it just seems like Dave Meltzer is telling Tony Khan how to book his show, and he's just as much as response, and he's just as much to blame for how shit AEW is. Because I tell you this now, if he had a proper booker that knew what the hell he was doing, AEW would be far more better. It really would be. And trying to compete with WWE is just a lost cause. I don't know why Tony Khan, in the first place, was like, oh, we're going to compete against WWE. You're not going to be able to compete against WWE's money. Because it's not just about the money WWE has, it's about the connections that WWE has. Um, anyway, it's, I, and the what makes it worse is they didn't have that much of a crowd there, from what I read. They were, and also the fact that the traveling to it was in Omaha, Nebraska. The traveling there it was disrupted because of the blizzard, and John Moxley had to travel so God knows how long for just to do that shit. Was it even worth it? No, it wasn't even worth it. But the thing is, he's just so fucking stupid that when it folds tint, it wouldn't surprise me if Triple H doesn't even want him back. It wouldn't surprise me. I mean, what the hell would John Moxley add to WWE now? They don't need him. Um, anyway, I'm gonna get into the next wrestling news, and it's about John Cena. We know about John Cena turning heel at Elimination Chamber, um, and Cody Rhodes was on Raw and SmackDown. The previous week was saying, "Where the hell's John Cena? Why is he ducking me?" Now John Cena showed up on Raw this past Monday, and his promo I really liked it because Mick Foley said something about John Cena's heel turn about his promo, and he said the thing about heels that you got to pay attention to, the heel always believes he is in the right, and his actions are justified, which is 100% true. Look back at any heel in wrestling history, and you'll be able to see that the heels always believed that they were in the right and they were not in the wrong. So, and when John Cena said that he was in an abusive relationship, and the fact that the fans made fun of him, which is true because they wanted him to be heel. And the thing is, I like the fact that he didn't change his attire, because the thing is, it's the fact of I'm not gonna do what you want me to do, and I'm not gonna do anything for you anymore. Enough is enough. Because the thing is, why should he? As a heel, he shouldn't have to. He doesn't owe it to them. And the fact that he addressed it, it just proves his point. And yeah, I loved it because the thing is, if he gave them what he wanted and he calls himself a heel, then you're not a heel. You're pretty much a babyface because you're giving the crowd on what they want. Tommy Dreamer was reacted to it, and he said that I gotta tell you, it was beautiful. Dreamer said, when we talk about the right place, right time, all that stuff, that crowd ate it up. Um, even though they were in Belgium, I think it was, yeah, in Belgium. We'll have to see when they come back to America. We'll see what happens there. But when I first heard that music hit and the chorus of booze, I was like, "Oh my god, they've got him." Then when I started hearing "Let's Go Cena, Cena sucks" chants, that's where Tommy Dreamer has been questioning this heel turn this entire time. I'm happy to say that I was wrong. The WWE was right because John Cena is a vilified, verified heel. John Cena's promo was one of the best promos I've ever seen because he answered every question we needed. According to Cena, his changing attitude comes as a result of what he described as an abusive relationship with the WWE universe. The 16-time champion claimed that fans constantly took from him rather than give, while also noting his displeasure in being at the center of jokes for several years. Finally, after a brief confrontation with undisputed WWE champion Cody Rhodes, Cena left the ring to a chorus of boos. The pausing in his body language on when he went to leave the ring and the people started booing, he went back. Dreamer said, "Everything John Cena used to do as a babyface, John Cena's doing as a heel. He's embracing this heel." And John Cena said with Chris Van Vliet that back in 2012 when he had his feud with The Rock that he wanted to do it, and the music was even his theme was even done, and he wanted to really do it, and then it seems to me that Vince was the one that pulled the plug. So I'm glad that he's embracing it because it seems like he really wanted to do it because he can be a heel. There's no doubt about it. I mean, he's done it before, so he can obviously do it again. He ain't stupid. Um, yeah, I can't wait to see where else to go with it. My prediction is, as far as WrestleMania goes, Cody Rhodes. Oh, by the way, Cody Rhodes was the worst thing about what happened on Raw. I did not like his interaction with Cena because, if anything, he shouldn't have said anything to Cena. What he should have done was he should have just beat the shit out of Cena. That's all he needed to do. That was all he had to do, especially after what Cena did to him at Elimination Chamber. We want to see you. We want to see you fuck up John Cena. That's what we want to see. That's where the money is. Anyway, my prediction is Cody will lose the belt at WrestleMania, and because if you look at Cena's schedule, Cena is scheduled so far as his dates. He's scheduled, I think, up to June. He's going to be at Backlash. I don't know if he's facing Randy Orton or not. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. But I think he'll drop it at SummerSlam, probably to Jey Uso. I don't think Jey Uso is going to win the belt at WrestleMania. I actually don't think so. I think Gunther's going to retain it because if you notice, as far as Jey Uso, Jey Uso's promos, he's talking less and less because he just keeps on stumbling. He just keeps on fumbling when it comes to a promo. Um, Anyway, let me know what you thought about John Cena's heel turn and his promo on Raw as well. Let me know in the comments. I'm gonna get into some gaming news now. All right. Um, the next one is gonna be about the God of War and 20th anniversary. Now, God of War fans were gutted because of what they gave as far as free 20th anniversary goodies, let's say. And God of War's I'm reading this from pushsquare.com. God of War is enjoying its 20th anniversary, and while developer Santa Monica Studio already telegraphed there'll be no remasters or re-releases of the original games to celebrate, fans are still gutted with the way the makers marking the occasion. In addition to an update for God of War Ragnarok, which is available now, you can claim a free PlayStation avatar celebrating both the Greek and Norse eras of the franchise. In the article will be in the description, and the code to get the DLC will be there as well. Um, Not everyone is satisfied with the offering, however, and I can't say I blame them, personally. So much waiting for the 20th anniversary of God of War, and they give us this pure crap when they know very well that they had to remaster the entire Greek saga for PS5. One irate follower remarked, "They had no respect for their fans who support this saga since it came out." Another added, "We don't care. This was disappointing as hell for the 20th anniversary. I just can't sugarcoat it." There had previously been rumours that Sony was planning to re-release the original God of War, the original Greek era games on the PS5 potentially as part of its PS2 emulation efforts, but the company already communicated early in the month that it wouldn't be releasing any titles as part of its 20th anniversary efforts. But the thing now, I'm gonna read some of the comments because some of the comments, I swear to God, I swear to God, it's just how some of these comments just seem like they're just dick suckers of these gaming companies, and I don't know why. I don't know why they feel like they're gatekeepers of the gaming industry. But then I got news for you: the CEOs in the gaming industry don't give a shit about you. All they see you as is just nothing but a number on a digit on a on like a spreadsheet. That's all you are on a presentation. That's all you are. Nothing else. One comment says here, it's their own fault for convincing themselves they were getting something that they weren't without any evidence. The thing is, and another one here before I continue. Santa Monica doesn't always say anything. I will love the original games remastered and will buy them day one. I expected nothing, so I can't be disappointed. People need to stop listening to everything Grub says and stop the entitlement. It's not about being entitled, and that's the point. Because the thing is, honestly, I've got to say this: that 20th anniversary for God of War was fucking utter shit. It's like, what the fuck was that? For God of War, which is such a big IP for PlayStation, and this is how you celebrate it with just a panel and just some fucking stupid DLC. What the hell's that? And by the way, with the lack of first party releases that are going to end up coming, that are going to end up happening starting with this year, re-releasing the doing some remasters or remakes of the original God of War games, guess what? That would have actually ended up helping. But no, 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 no. Sony wants to carry on with this utter bullshit, which I don't fucking get. I don't understand it, and I don't understand. Just like I said, I don't understand these gamers who feel like gatekeepers for the gaming industry. It's just fucking dumb. Um, I'm gonna get into the next gaming article, and it's about Life is Strange, double exposure. This one, I swear, it just makes me laugh so much. The Life is Strange games, right? They wanted to. It was obvious they aimed at the modern audience, and I think you know what I mean, right? They laid off the staff, but then guess what happens? Life is Strange, Double Exposure wins GDC Social Impact Award, but everyone gets laid off. It's like it feels like such a big middle finger to the developers as well, and also Square Enix just had. Oh, they always have such stupid expectations on how much their games are going to sell. They really do. Anyway, I'm going to be reading from pushsquare.com. In one of the sadder, more revealing tales that we've heard recently. Excuse me, I've just got to have a drink. Sorry about this. Okay. Life is Strange Double Exposure was honoured by the industry at the Game Developers Choice Awards 2025, winning the social impact category. However, failing repeated rounds of layoffs after the sequel's poor sales performance, no one from developer Deck 9 Games was in attendance to accept the honour. Wow. It's a pretty bleak indictment of the current state of the video games industry, which has been cutthroat for some years now, thanks to Kotaku and Double Exposure narrative and designer Elizabeth Ballou wrote on Blue Sky. It's fitting that nobody was there to accept the GDCA award that Double Exposure won because we all got laid off. A bunch of us are at GDC, but we didn't know we were even nominated, so nobody was prepared to accept anything. Just what the fuck? It's just so stupid. It's like, honestly, yeah, I'll tell you this now. Yeah, they need to stop doing the Life is Strange in games because, to me personally, it seems to me that the people who they're aiming that um, the sector of the audience who they're aiming these games at, it seems to me that they're not buying them. So really, it's like well what's the point of even making them then? I mean, it's just so stupid, but it's also funny as well. The winning a social impact award, but then you also lay off the staff as well. Um, Anyway, let me know in the comments if you've played Double Exposure, and let me know what you think about this. I'm gonna get into some movie news now. Um, I was gonna wait for the page load. Sorry about this. Okay, now now apparently I this is just news to me. Apparently, Avatar's gonna end up getting Avatar's gonna end up getting a sequel called Fire and Ash. I don't understand. I don't understand the reason why. Because the thing is, yeah, it's gonna make a shit ton of money at the box office. But what's gonna end up happening is, no one's gonna. Everyone's gonna forget about it. I mean, they're gonna see it, then they're gonna turn around and they're like, What was that film again? Oh yeah, 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 yeah. What happened in it again? That's what I'm saying. It's just gonna be so forgettable. Anyway, I'm reading from um, CBR, and it's about obviously about Fire and Ash. Avatar Fire and Ash promises more visual spectacle and emotional depth than previous Avatar installments, as director James Cameron's threequel tries to match the high bars the first two films set. Wait a minute, emotional depth. Why the hell does anyone think that the Avatar films have any emotional depth? Seriously, what the fuck? Positive early reactions for the to the upcoming tentpole keep coming, with Disney CEO Bob Iger awed by the cut he saw of the movie. Well, that's not really an early reaction, especially if it's the Disney CEO. Obviously, the CEO of the company has to big up the film. That's his job. He can't exactly say, "Oh, this is shit." That's just stupid. During the 2025 annual meeting of shareholders, Iger commented on Fire and Ash after seeing Cameron's early cut of the sci-fi blockbuster. Speaking during a segment where Disney showcased several new releases, Iger shared his thoughts on the upcoming Avatar title, claiming it is absolutely breathtaking. Unlike many of the other new releases shown during the meeting, which aired preview footage, Fire and Ash only got the logo treatment and Navi concept art. Um, Fire and Ash has prompted several strong and positive early reactions since the start of 2025. Cameron recently revealed that the people he's shown Fire and Ash to have branded it is the best of the three Avatar films. Additionally, Cameron claimed that his wife was so moved by Fire and Ash that she bawled for 4 hours and struggled to collect her thoughts. Cameron is ramping up post production for the three core, having worked in New Zealand to finish the movie ahead of its premiere this holiday season. I want to ask one question. Someone as talented as James Cameron, who clearly is, why the fuck did he spend so many, nearly 2 decades, okay, on doing these films when the thing is he could have made more films and he could have made films that were even better than the Avatar films? It just fucking puzzles me. It really does. The next Avatar film goes deeper into the Sully family's psyche after the death of Jake Sully, and Jake Sully's son, let's say, in The Way of Water. Fire and Ash chronicles the Sully's grief and acceptance of Netayam's fate. I think that's how it's said. As they deal with a new threat on Pandora, with Cameron insisting the three core won't tell the typical story of how people overcome tragedy. Oh, I bet that's what's going to end up happening in there. Additionally, Zaldana teased that the family may struggle to stay intact by the end of Fire and Ash, suggesting the film will take fans on an emotional roller coaster. Worthing, Worthington and Saldana returned for Fire and Ash alongside Sigourney Weaver, Kate Winslet, Stephen Lang, and Britton Dalton, along with the returning characters. Fire and Ash will feature a fresh antagonist in Ash Clan leader Varang, portrayed by Game of Thrones star Una Chaplin. The the expectations for Fire and Ash are understandably high, given the first two Avatar films grossed a combined 5.25 billion at the global box office and won Academy Awards, among other accolades. I'm going to tell you this now, with the shit ton of money that they have lost of the Marvel stuff and the Star Wars stuff, I'll tell you this now, that all the money that the Avatar films has made is not even going to be enough to it's not going to be enough to justify the losses that Disney have made. It's just not going to be enough. I mean, there's only going to be so much that they can spread of that money just to cover the losses, and it won't be enough because they lost so much money already at the moment, and also that they haven't had such a good start of the year so far with Captain America, and I guarantee you Thunderbolts isn't going to fare any better because it's like to the casual audience on those characters that are in Thunderbolts film, and they're like, who's that? Um, Anyway, let me know in the comments if you like the Avatar films or you don't. Anyway, on the next film news, I'm going to get into um, the film Novocaine, which previously came out. The star Jack Quaid. I didn't know his dad was Dennis Quaid. I didn't know that. Anyway, Dennis Quaid couldn't be prouder of his son, fellow actor Jack Quaid. I recognise him from what's that series on Amazon? Oh shit! Let me know in the comments. The father recently praised Jack for topping the box office last weekend. The superhero on an Amazon, it's on the tip of my tongue. I don't know why I'm forgetting it, to be honest. The Boys, that's it. With his new action movie Novocaine. I saw the trailer of that and I did not like it, and I tell you why I didn't like it. Imagine watching 2 hours or over 2 hours. I don't know how long the film is. Imagine watching 2 hours of the protagonist, right, getting his ass kicked over and over and over and over and over again. That's not appealing. And I've also heard, even though it debuted at number one, it didn't do well at the box office. I heard that it really did not do well at the box office, even though it was number one. That's actually not good. Speaking with people to promote his new Paramount Plus series Happy Face, Quay confirmed that he had spoken to his son about the movie's success the night before the interview. I just talked to him last night. His movie's number one. I mean, that's incredible. Really great, the actor remarked. I don't blame Dennis Quaid for being happy for his son. I mean, that's what he's supposed to do. He's a dad. He's supposed to be happy for his son. His movie's number. I mean, he certainly deserves it. He's just getting started. You haven't seen nothing yet when it comes to him. Novocaine opened in theaters last weekend, where it topped the domestic box office with 8.8 million. Unfortunately, Novocaine's number one opening was partially overshadowed by the fact that it was the lowest grossing weekend so far 2025, with a total box office haul of 55 million. See what I mean? That's what I'm talking about. You can pretty much consider it a flop. It obviously underperformed, and with the rate that Hollywood is going, we're having because Hollywood is not doing well, and it's just a case of how much more flops can Hollywood withstand. Because I guarantee you, I don't think Superman is gonna do as well as people seem to think it will. I don't think so. Um, in Novocaine, Jack Quaid plays a meek bank executive, Nathan Kane, who has a rare disorder that leaves him completely unable to feel pain. When his girlfriend Sherry Margrave, played by Praise, Amber Mid Mid Midthunter. Oh yeah, she was in that Predator film, Prey. She was good in that one. She was. Is taken hostage by bank robbers. Nathan uses his unique disorder to his advantage. Speaking of her, I just want to say, because she was so good in that Predator film, I don't know why she doesn't. I don't know why she hasn't been cast in action heavy films similar to that. It's really odd. Because I don't because it seems to me they should have done a they should have done a sequel to Prey, the Predator film, with her back in there. And it's just surprising that has not happened yet. Overcoming his fears to come to the rescue, Spider-Man No Way Home's Jacob Batalon, Veep alum Matt Walsh, Smile 2 actor Ray Nicholson, who is also the son of famous actor Jack Nicholson, um, a star in the action movie. While Novocaine's box office leaves a lot to be desired, the movie was well received by critics. But the thing is, just because it was received by the critics, the box office is what's going to be important. Because films like to be honest, just like I said, the concept of Novocaine, it doesn't sound appealing. Why would you want to see the protagonist getting his ass kicked over and over and over and over and over and over again? I mean, that's like watching a Jackie Chan film, and he gets the shit kicked out of him non-stop, and he has no comeback. He doesn't get to have a comeback because honestly, he just in the trailer, the guy came across as a weakling, seriously, and I honestly think that really hurt the film's chances. Honestly, it really did sound like a really dumb idea. Um, anyway, let me know in the comments if you have seen it, or 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 if you even care about the film. I'm gonna get into some politics news now. All right, here we go. This is on Fox News, and basically Trump revokes security clearances of former opponents Kamala Harris and Hillary Clinton. You know what? And you know what? Bro, fucking vote on him. Bro, fucking vote. About time. Anyway, President Donald Trump revoked the security clearances of Joe Biden, Hillary Clinton, Kamala Harris, Liz Cheney, and several other opponents who either hang on, severely criticised or acted against him. I don't blame him for doing that. He should do that. The what and especially with the damage, especially with the damage that they have done to the country as well. It's like I'm not even surprised. And the White House released a memo on Friday that read, I have determined that it is no longer in the national interest for the following individuals to access classified information: Anthony Blinken, Jacob Sullivan, Lisa Monaco, Mark Zaid, Norman Eisen, Letitia James, Alvin Bragg, Andrew Wiseman, Hillary Clinton, Elizabeth Cheney, Kamala Harris, Adam Kaczynska, I think that's how it's spelled, Fiona Hill, Alexander Vindman, Joseph Biden Jr., and any other member of Joseph R. Biden Jr.'s family. Earlier in the month, the Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, announced that she has revoked the security clearances of several people listed in Trump's memo and blocked them from having access to classified information. She said the 51 signers of the Hunter Biden disinformation letter also had their clearances rescinded. And the president's daily brief is no longer being provided to former President Biden. Um, um, Per the president's directive, she said on Twitter, Tulsi Gabbard did, I revoked security clearances and barred access to classified information for Anthony Blinken, Jake Sullivan, Lisa Monaco. Yeah, you pretty much get the point. In addition to having their security clearances revoked, the individuals listed in Trump's memorandum have had their unescorted access to secure United States government facilities rescinded. Several people listing Trump's memo mostly dismissed it in social media posts reacting to the news. Both Zaid and Eisen said it was like the third time their security clearances were revoked. Kizinska posted a video saying that he retired a year ago from the military and doesn't have clearance before calling the president a dumbass. The security clearance memo comes just days after Trump announced that he was stripping Hunter and Ashley Biden of their Secret Service protection. Hunter Biden has had Secret Service protection for extended period of time, all paid for by the United States taxpayer. There are as many as 18 people on this detail, which is ridiculous, Trump wrote in Truth Social. Please be advised that effective immediately, Hunter Biden will no longer receive a Secret Service protection. Likewise, Ashley Biden, who has 13 agents, will be taken off the list. While under federal law, former presidents and their spouses receive lifelong Secret Service protection, but that protection ends for members of their immediate family when they leave office. According to the Associated Press, both Trump and Biden extended protection for their children before leaving office. Okay, now I love the fact that the Biden family is just told like, no, fuck off. You're not gonna have Secret Service protection because the Biden family is just a crime family. Think about it. I mean, they're involved in people trafficking. You name it. I mean, I mean, they don't. And they did so much damage. They did so much damage to that country. It's just unbelievable, and and it's just shocking on how much they were allowed to get away with. So I'm really glad that Trump was like, no, you're not gonna have your security clearance. You're not having any Secret Service protection anymore. So thumbs up as far as I'm concerned. The next politics news. Um, Sorry. What the hell? Okay. President Donald Trump suggested that convicted Tesla arsonists serve out their expected decades-long sentences in El Salvador prisons. I look forward. I look forward to watching the sick terrorist thugs get 20-year jail sentences for what they're doing to Elon Musk and Tesla. Trump wrote Friday on True Social. I kind of like this because the thing is, um, I put the blame on Obama for this because Obama pretty much said to a generation of people that it's okay, and also not just Obama, not just the Democrats, but also the media, the mainstream media was just as much to blame for this. Or where they told people it's your duty to go out there and to cause anarchy and havoc. Doesn't matter if there's children out there. Doesn't matter if there's old people out there, and that's what they've done, and that's what they've been getting away with for so long. So I like the fact that Trump's saying no, you can't do something like that without there being repercussions. Um, Anyway, he said, I look forward to watching the sick terrorist dogs get 20-year jail sentences for what they're doing to Elon Musk and Tesla's. Trump wrote Friday on Truth Social. Perhaps they could serve them in the prisons of El Salvador, which has become so recently famous for such lovely conditions, the president added. The message comes as the FBI is investigating an uptick in attacks against Tesla vehicles and facilities nationwide of domestic terrorism, as top Trump advisor Elon Musk's company has become a target of protesters and arsonists. Meanwhile, the Trump administration is also facing pushback in federal court over deportation flights to El Salvador. El Salvadorian President Nayib Bukele, I think that's how it's pronounced, and announced last week that the first 238 alleged members of the Venezuela criminal organization, Tren de Aragua, a U.S. designated terror group, had arrived, releasing a video of Salvadorian troops transferring men from planes to his terrorism confinement center known as CECOT. He said they'd stay there for 1 year, um, though that was renewable. U.S. Attorney General Pamela Bondi on Thursday announced charges against three individuals of causing accused of using Molotov cocktails to set fire to Tesla cars and charging stations. See, this is what I'm saying. Committing crimes. You're committing a crime and thinking that there's not going to be any consequences. The days of committing crimes without consequence has have ended. Exactly my point. Um, and also, by the way, where the fuck are their parents? These people seriously? Let this be a warning. If you join this wave of domestic terrorism against Tesla properties, the Department of Justice will put you behind bars. The Justice Department said one defender, also armed with a suppressed AR-15 rifle, was arrested after allegedly throwing approximately 8 Molotov cocktails at a Tesla dealership located in Salem, Oregon. Um, Another was arrested in Loveland, Colorado, after allegedly attempting to light Teslas on fire with Molotov cocktails. Authorities said that defendant was later found in possession of materials used to produce additional incendiary weapons. In Charleston, South Carolina, a third defendant wrote profane messages against Trump around Tesla charging stations for lighting the charging stations on fire with Molotov cocktails, the Justice Department said. If you have a problem with Elon Musk, I tell you this now, this is not the way to do it. You're just proving what you're proving that you are. You just prove that you're nothing but a common criminal. That's all you're proving, and this is just dumb, like I said. And the perception on you is on the fact that you're committing terrorism. You're pretty much committing a crime, and you should be arrested. Um, the DLG said each defendant faces serious charges carrying a minimal penalty of 5 years and up to 20 years in prison. People that get caught up sabotaging Teslas will stand a very good chance of going to jail for up to 20 years, and that includes the finders, Trump wrote on Truth Social Thursday, adding, "We are looking for you." Tesla vehicles and dealerships have been subjected to arson, vandalism, and gunfire in at least 9 states, and some of the most prominent cases were reported in left leaning cities. There you go, left leaning cities. What a shock. What a fucking shock. These fucking lefties, I'm telling you. Um, an Oregon man faces charges after allegedly throwing several Molotov cocktails at a Tesla store in Salem, then returning another day and shooting at windows in the Portland suburb of Tigard. More than a dozen bullets were fired at a Tesla showroom last week, damaging vehicles and windows, the second time in a week that the store was targeted. 4 Cybertrucks were set on fire in a Tesla lot in Seattle earlier this month. On Friday, witnesses reported a man poured gasoline on an unoccupied Tesla Model S and started a fire on a Seattle street. In Las Vegas, several Tesla vehicles were set ablaze early Tuesday outside the Tesla service center, where the word "resist" was also painted in red across the building's front doors. Authorities said at least one person threw Molotov cocktails, crude bombs filled with gasoline, and another flammable liquid, and fired several rounds from a weapon into the vehicles. Um, was this terrorism? It's pretty much borderline terrorism, to be honest. And just like I said, I mean, the perception you're putting out there is, if you don't like Elon Musk, that's one thing, but the perception you're putting out there is you just know what a fucking idiot, and you deserve to be arrested for this. There can't just be one rule for the left and then another for the right. It's like you commit a crime, that's it, end of story. Um, I'm just gonna have a drink. Hang on a second. Okay, the final story for this podcast. I hope you enjoyed it so far. Here we go. It's from Fox News again. And it's 5 controversies that rocked Disney's Snow White remake before its release. All right, Disney's live remake of its 1937 animated classic, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, endured a rocky production period in the lead up to its theatrical premiere this weekend. Since it began in production in 2022, And the film has made headlines for multiple controversies, including a year-long delay. I think the delay was the least of the issues, honestly, because of a debate on whenever its depictions of the title characters are politically correct. That was definitely one of the controversies, no doubt about it, because it's just utterly stupid. It's just utterly stupid. I mean, Snow White. The point is, it's Snow White is her skin is white as snow. Honestly, it's just dumb. And the outspoken lead actress who prompted backlash with the public direction of the original Disney film and Trump voting Americans. This and Rachel Zegler has just proved to be so unlikable. Is like I don't know. It's just that Disney just don't know what the fuck they're doing. Seriously, they really don't know what the fuck they're doing. What's the point of having someone who does not like the original film, who thought it was just stupid, right? And also and also made it political as well. It's like what the fuck? It's like I'm not even surprised that I'm not even surprised that Snow White didn't even do well at the box office because it deserved it. If anyone could see this coming. Anyway, here are the five major controversies that plagued Disney's live action Snow White before its release on Friday, when it opened to middling reviews. It's not even a shock that it was going to have come to middling reviews. Even though there are reviews saying that, oh, it's just so good, but I could tell that those reviews are paid off. I could tell they are. Anyway, um, Game of Thrones actor Peter Dinklage. He's a dickhead, but called out the studio for even considering taking a stab at portraying magical dwarfs in the modern era. Speaking on comedian Mark Maron's podcast in 2022, Dinklage stated, um, "You're progressive in one way, but then you're still making." But then you're still making that fucking backward story about seven dwarfs living in a cave together. What the fuck are you doing, man? The thing is, I think the main problem about the dwarfs is you did not hire dwarf actors. Instead, you made the dwarfs CGI, which is a fucking dumb decision. And it just makes you look like fucking complete arseholes and pricks. Honestly, it really does. Following Dinklage's complaint, Disney announced that it would take a different approach in its depiction of the Seven Dwarfs. To avoid reinforcing stereotypes from the original animated film, we are taking a different approach with these seven characters, and have been consulting members of the dwarfism community. Disney would ultimately use CGI dwarfs to portray Snow White's seven friends in the final product. So really, you didn't really consult with members of the dwarf community, then did you? Um, Anyway, lead actress slams spirit of animated original. Lead actress Rachel Zegler had courted social media backlash on a variety of occasions since the start of the film's production. First taking heat for her comments deriding the themes of the classic 1937 version of Snow White. During Disney's in D23 Expo in 2022, the actress told the media, I mean, the original cartoon came out in 1937. No, it's an animated movie, not a cartoon. A cartoon is like 30 minutes long. This, and this is like 90 minutes, 2 hours. What the fuck are you talking about? It's not a cartoon, it's an animated movie. There's a difference, and very evidently so. There's a big focus on a little story with a guy who literally stalks her. Weird, weird. So we didn't do that this time. Yeah, and guess what? Who's the fucking laughing stock now? You. Um, and by the way, the guy in Prince Charming was not stalking Snow White. What the hell? What the fuck? Since then, Zegler has dismissed her online critics, suggesting that their response is an over the top reaction to her outspokenness and being fearless with her opinions. Um, Relatedly, the 2025 film does not feature Snow White singing dreamily about her true love, but does she belt out lyrics about becoming the leader she knows she can be? And but she does belt out lyrics about the leader that she thinks she can be. What the fuck? What's the point of calling it Snow White then? And While there is not a prince featured in the live action release, her male love interest does save her life on two separate occasions. Film delayed a full year, following Disney's controversy over its dwarf depiction, as well as backlash over Zegler deriding the original. The studio announced in late 2023 it would be delaying the release date of Snow and the Seven Dwarfs by a full year. I can only imagine how much this film's production cost was. I can only imagine how much it was, with that entire year added on top of it as well. In light of the film's rocky production up until that point, Disney's critics on social media speculated the film needed speculated that the studio needed a year's delay to sanitize the film's supposed progressive themes and to change the final look of the dwarfs after their alleged diverse depiction was mocked online. Industry outlet The Hollywood Reporter provided an alternative theory suggesting the delay happened due to the SAG strike happening this year. No, I get the feeling that the delay was because of the fucking the bullshit was because of how shit the film was gonna be. And you know what? That full year still didn't help it though, did it? I haven't seen it, by the way, and I know what, I don't even want to. Zegler speaks out on the Middle East attacks Trump voters. I did not know about this. In addition to causing controversy with their opinions on the old Snow White and how it should be updated for the modern era, Zegler stepped into a more backlash by sharing her thoughts on the Middle East while promoting a new film. In August 2024, X post touting the official trailer for Snow White, the actress wrote, "And always remember Free Palestine." Oh, fuck off. Some wondered if the political message was a subtle dig at film co-star Gal Gadot, who has defended her home country of Israel's military response to the Hamas terrorist attack on October 7th, 2023. Zegler generated even more anger when, in frustration over the results of the 2024 presidential election, she lashed out at people who voted for Trump. Made sure Trump voters and Trump supporters and Trump voters and Trump himself never know peace. The progressive actress posted to Instagram after Trump's victory, added, "Fuck Donald Trump." Oh yeah, very fucking mature, isn't it, you stupid bitch? After being met with swift backlash, Zegler apologized. "I would like to sincerely apologize for the election post I shared on my Instagram last week. I let my emotions get the best of me. Hatred and anger have caused us to move further away from peace and understanding, and I am sorry, and I contributed to the negative discourse," she wrote in a subsequent post. Disney scales back film's Hollywood premiere in a move that prompted onlookers to wonder if Disney was tactfully admitting concerns over how its film would be received. The studio scaled back the Hollywood premiere event for Snow White last weekend. This was the telltale that told you, yeah, this is gonna be shit. Variety reported last week that Disney will be scaling down the film's red carpet premiere on March 15, making it a smaller event than Disney's typical big budget premieres. The smaller red carpet event would reportedly not be attended by media outlets that usually attend premieres to speak to the film's cast and crew. Though film stars Rachel Zegler and Gal Gadot were on set to attend a pre-party and screening at LA's El Capitan Theatre on March 15th, Variety reported that media coverage would only include photos and a house crew. Responding to the reports, actor Martin Kleber, who voices the character of Grumpy the Dwarf, expressed disappointment about the scaled down premiere. "I'm not disappointed in Disney, I'm disappointed in the world. We've come to this place in society where people work really hard on this movie, where Mark Webb, the director, is probably 4 years into putting this together along with the producers and Disney, and just because a couple of people have views that not everybody feels the same way, now we're having to alter the fun part of making the movie, which basically altering the premiere." Well, the thing is, guess what? Well, the thing is, I got news for you. The scaling down the premiere, that's Disney's fault. For how shit the film is, that's Disney's fault. All of this was Disney's fault. Even the actress, it was also her fault as well. She didn't even help matters. She's obviously she's obviously not intelligent enough, and she doesn't act like an adult. She just acts like a spiteful child. Um, Conservative film critic Christian Toto, host of the Hollywood in Toto podcast, summed up the controversy plagued development of the Disney film, telling Fox News Digital that it's a perfect storm of media mismanagement. The journalist who runs his own website, Hollywood in Toto, added that due to the numerous controversies, the film's box office hopes have been blunted dramatically. Toto said it's not all doom and gloom in terms of Snow White's box office earnings. It may still make some cash, he said, adding, the Disney brand remains vital in some quarters. I don't think so. I don't think so. Children's movies often linger in theatres for weeks. That allows appreciative parents to snag a few hours to themselves. Well, you know what? I think those parents are gonna look at all of this stuff on what they changed, and also on what the actress said on about politics and that. And I don't think they're gonna be. And I think they're gonna be like, I don't want my children to watch this. Why the hell would I want my child to watch this for? Disney stepped on more than a few rakes along the way, though, hurting its overall box office potential. He concluded. Yeah, it's not even surprising. I mean, like anyone back in 2022 could see that a Snow White remake was just going to end up failing, because um, this was around the time where Marvel and Star Wars was just failing. They were losing a shit ton of money, even still to this day. Anyway, that's everything. That's everything. That's the end of this. My first podcast episode for trying to make sense of the world. I hope you enjoyed it, and I mean, if you like it, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll be doing another episode next week as well. So thanks again, and I'll see you soon.